if you go and get a litre of it, you're going to throw most of that out. That's way too close. You're going to throw most of it out. That's way too shiny. My God. Now I'm too red. Doesn't matter where I point myself. It looks crazy. Anyway. Hi, I'm Tangles. This is my garage and this is my car. Good morning YouTube and the internets. Tonight, I'm going to flush the brakes, flush the brake lines in the 33, flush the brake fluid in the 33. I've got a fresh bottle of motul 660, which at the time of me selecting this brake fluid was the highest stated boiling point I could get my hands on. That's changed since. There's now a WinMax product which does have a higher stated boiling point. However, it's only available in 1 litre bottles. Therefore, it's no good because brake fluid is hygroscopic with a G, not a D, despite the logic of it being water related. It's not spelled with a D. I don't know why, because words. And the simple fact of the matter is, once you open it, it's got a very limited shelf life. So if you go and get a litre of it, you're going to throw most of that out. That's way too close. You're going to throw most of it out. That's way too shiny. My God. Now I'm too red. Doesn't matter where I point myself. It looks crazy. Anyway, I'm going to do that now. And before I do that as well, I'll just show you this. This is disgusting. Look at how dirty this car is. Look at it. Look at it.
Oh, would you look at that?
Yeah, well.
Would you look at that?
Yeah, there's a.
That is a result of the just sitting here for so long. This house produces dust from the floorboards somehow. The long time since it hasn't been driven, and also all the sanding that I did on the bar over here. This whole garage is a friggin' mess. And there's reasons behind that. I just haven't had any time to do anything because reasons. But yeah, anyway, for now, this shouldn't take very long. Gonna bleed these brakes, or flush the brakes, using, where's my self-bleeding brake kit thingy? I got a bleedy thingy. Gonna use that. Okay, the 33 is in hover mode. And before I actually bleed it, I'll show you the kit. Simple, it's a box. 15-20 bucks, I think, at Super Cheap. Consists of a simple ball valve in here, which opens with pressure. This end fits over the this end fits over the nipple. This end goes in whatever container you're using to catch the fluid. It's pretty simple. It does work. I've tested it. I did it on the Falcon. And I've done it on other cars as well before, but I just made sure the valve was working and it wasn't going to pop, because I had one of these before and it came apart. That's why it's got that zip tie on it. It's a precautionary zip tie. Yeah, so all we have to do, and this is designed for one man. Oops. You take that off, take the cover off the nipple, you put this on your nipple, you put that in your container, and you can sit in the car and just pump the pedal. The fluid will come out and the air won't be able to get in because of the valve. It's as simple as that. But I have 2 people, so I'm going to use 2 people to be able to film it and do it at the same time. While you find that, I'll do this. Wow, pink again. Jesus. So important thing when bleeding brakes or flushing, which is what I'm doing, is to have the lighting so terrible that you look like you're a grapefruit. The second thing is you start furthest from the reservoir, so rear left, the reservoir's on the right, rear left, then rear right, then front left, then front right. If your brake reservoir's on the other side, it would be rear right, then rear left, front right, front left. So sorry about the light, I can't find any lights, so it's going to have to deal with what we're going to deal with. It's pretty dark in there, but, and I'll show you closer in a second. The item is on, the hose jobby, going to put that in there because I got two people. I don't have to worry about the hose getting to the ground. I can just hold it while I hold the 10mm spinner, and I get my son to pump the pedal. So I'm going to crack it. It's open. Now pump the pedal tight. Just long slow strokes. I'll show you the brake fluid. It's just running out. So I'm going to pump out a fair amount of this till the reservoir is nearly empty, and then top up the reservoir. So it looks like I may have pumped the reservoir dry. We'll know pretty soon, but I'm going to put the fresh fluid in now and pump it through. So to ensure I've flushed all the fluid out, I've filled the reservoir and we've pumped it down to about a third. And if we go around the back of the car and have a look at the colour of the fluid coming out of the line, it now matches what's in the reservoir as opposed to what has come out, which is a dark colour because it's all burnt and cooked. So the theory is we now just close this off. We'll go the right way to do it, and that's it. And then we grab this, pinch it off and hold it upright. Oh, and don't knock down the bottle. I'm going to put you down. So that's this side done. Rear right next. Rinse and repeat all four wheels. I don't know if I got my head in that previous shot or not. I can't touch the camera because I've got brake fluid on my hands. Hello. So I'll show you a bit more detail in this one. I've done the two rears. I put about 2/3 reservoir through it before the fluid cleared up. Let's take off this dust cap. Put our spinner on first. Put our tube in our bottle. Don't drop the tube brake fluid. Bottle of brake fluid everywhere. Put that down there. So now we can just break it. Crack the nipple. Is this the right way? It is. There we go. Open the nipple up so it's nice and free. It's going to flow freely. Now the hose is going to sort of bring it around, but it should stay open. And I'll just pump. And you watch that. Is it working?
Yeah.
So I couldn't see how much fluid came out there, but I know some came out. That's as easy as that. That was just 3 pumps of the pedal to give you a demonstration. And that's how easy it is to do it as one man. But since I don't have to do it as one man, I can get my son from behind the camera and in the car to finish the job. Okay, so that is what I just took out. Look at that filthy, filthy dark, horrible burnt brake fluid. Because it's been cooked from braking from high speeds on the racetrack. Now, the fluid, even without cooking it, you should probably replace it every 3 months. 6 months at worst. Even if you're not running the car because it is hygroscopic and it does absorb water, which reduces its boiling temperature, which means you're going to have softer pedal feel. And that's just the nuts of it. A lot of people will get better tyres, better suspension, better brake pads, even brake upgrade kits, but leave old oil or old fluids, old brake fluid in the car, and it's going to really heavily affect your braking ability. If you don't have good brake fluid, you might as well not have better pads, you might as well not have bigger rotors, braided brake lines, all of those things. If the fluid is not up to spec or it's not fresh. So this is really good stuff. You don't have to run this for the occasional track day. This car does almost nothing but track days, so I run some cool top end brake fluid. A standard dot 3 for a road car is fine. If you go, or dot 4, hang on, what's this stuff? Can't remember now. Yeah, it's dot 4. So a dot 4 if you like your road car and you're planning to track it at all, but the key thing is that it's fresh fluid, not how expensive it is, that it's new. You get a lot more performance out of new .3 than you will out of 6-month-old .4, because the boiling point, which is what the .4 is all about, will have reduced drastically to something like brand new .3, and brand new .3 doesn't last very long, it drops away very quickly. So one more thing which I forgot to mention: when you do the job, save some, because you still may have a little bit of air and you might have to do a bit of a bleed at the end. You shouldn't, but make sure you got a little bit left over. The first thing you're going to do is test drive the car. Assume you've got no brakes when you test drive the car. Feel them out of your driveway real gently. Make sure you give them a good pump. Make sure you get the pressure up in the system. Then cruise out slowly and test them a couple of times before testing them at full speed. Because if you've got a little bit of air in there, you just might not stop. So save a little bit for a bleed, and also just be cautious at the start of your test drive. Once you've test driven it once, that's it. It should be fine. There shouldn't be any air getting in there. It should just get pedal fade over time as it takes in water, or pedal fade on the track if you get too much heat into the system, which invariably you will if you've got heavy braking loads. That's the job done. Takes a couple of minutes. Pretty easy. If you've got 2 people, it's very easy. I still recommend, even if you've got 2 people, to get one of these self-bleeding brake kit things. They're really good. Also recommend, I'm going to clean it out with a solvent. The one I had before also went opaque. It got cloudy in the hose, so you couldn't see the fluid coming through it, which is no good, because you want to see if there's heaps of air or crack coming through in the hose. Because once it's in the bottle, it's too late. That's it. Flush your brakes, keep your brake fluid fresh, you'll be able to stop better.